Hey there guys, this is Piper here and welcome to another Rome Total War battle. So this is a 1 vs 1 battle replay from the RV4 tournament. This is between CoH Dionyzos versus HoS Gwyndane. To watch the first video, that was between Germania and Thrace. And from what I gather, it was actually Dionyzos that chose a matchup. Now it's going to be Britannia against Greece. And with Gwyndane being in the higher bracket, he would have probably chosen this matchup. So we'll check out the armies fast. Obviously standard CW rules apply, 15k per side, no line camping and 2 hidden in the marshy area. So Britannia, obviously they get chariots, they're going to be against a lot of pike. So Dionyzos has gone with 5 units of chosen swordsmen. These guys are gold. I think the general, where's the general? So the general is going to be in the chariot unit. So 5 swordsmen, gold. 6 slingers. Yep, 6 slingers, they are gold. I think one of them has 1 chef possibly. So 6 gold, 4 head hurlers. They are gold. He's got 2 units of British light chariots. They'll be gold attack. Probably. Yeah, gold attack. 2 units of barbarian cavalry. They're gold. And obviously keeping his general in the centre in the barbarian warlord chariot. So Greece obviously gets a major advantage in the sense that the pike absolutely destroy the chariots, and the pike are very good for Greece as well, so they're going to help against any infantry. So not going to bring any cavalry for this. Gwyndane's going to just choose pike. She's gone with 6 armoured hoplite, and these guys are 5 upgrade. The general is in the centre there, that one's actually gold. 2 Spartans, no upgrade, and he's gone with 4 regular hoplites. They are 3 upgrade, 1 is 4 upgrade. Probably could be attack or defense on them. They're actually not bad hoplites, but they're really there for a defensive purpose against chariots and against rear shots. 6 archers, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 regular archers, and it looks like 2 Cretan archers. Six regular and 2 Cretan. The Cretan are, looks like they're gold attack. So as you can see from the top right hand side of the battle, this is a much longer battle than the Germania versus Thrace matchup. A lot of skirmishing here. Dionyzos has his British light chariots on either flank. These guys are the chariot archers for Britannia. They're not quite as effective as the Egyptian chariot archers. They don't get as many men, so they get less arrows. But they are faster, I guess. Just check out those archers there. So yeah, definitely 6 regular archers for Gwyndane and 2 Cretan gold attack. The regular archers are, it looks like they're gold. So we'll be fast forwarding some of this battle. Again, here we have Dionyzos. He is actually using the chariot archers to wear down the enemy archers. He's doing this because he doesn't want to waste his slingers on the enemy archers. He wants to use these guys to actually get shots in versus the pike. So we're going to fast forward some of this battle just to speed things up. I would imagine that this actual battle probably took maybe at least 40 minutes to play. So we have the chariot archers doing a lot of damage there versus the archers. Obviously the slingers are better versus the chariot archers. So if Gwyndane had brought 2 regular Rhodian slingers, he would have probably got some kills on the chariot archers. But the main threat for Greece in this matchup is actually the swordsmen and the head hurlers. So the swordsmen will get a massive advantage versus the pike, and the hurlers, they have an insane attack stat versus anything, plus they cause fear in the enemy. So that combination of the swordsmen and the head hurlers can pretty much cause a mass rout, plus the chariots as well. But there is a lot of pike here, and Gwyndane's done a lot of damage against that unit of British light chariots. They're actually exhausted now, they're down to 2. However, that one's almost full strength, they're actually 14. Suffered quite a lot of casualties there on the archers. He's turned that arch unit round to fire back at the light chariots. He's actually firing back flaming arrows there. So sometimes players actually, for example here, these chariot archers are actually exhausted. He has the opportunity to actually withdraw these guys, rest them, pull them back, and become more effective. He's going to keep them in Cantabrian circle and keep the pressure on these archers. Got a couple of kills on the armoured hoplite actually, they're down to 38. The hoplites from the back, they're down to 38 as well. And he's got a kill on one in the centre as well. So keeping these Cretans fire at will off, these are really there to hit the head hurlers later on in the battle. Because like I was saying before, the head hurlers, they don't get any they get very few defences, they don't get shield, don't get armour, but they have this crazy war paint. Check out the unit detail, they're meant to be sort of barbarian, British sort of Celtic warriors that don't sort of have any fear, hence why they don't wear armour. But they are very vulnerable to any attacks actually, especially missile attacks. So the layout of Greece, he's put his 2 units of Spartans at the front there, and that might be a defense versus the missile attacks. The Spartans are the most expensive units that Greece actually has without the upgrade, so they're actually very expensive. So it might be better for Gwyndane to put his hoplites at the front and keep his Spartans around the back. Because you have to bear in mind that whoever's on the front rank is going to take the brunt of the initial assault from the chosen swordsman. So it's kind of pros and cons there. The con is the fact that obviously they're expensive, and if they get hit by the hurlers, they'll get absolutely raped. So they're probably going to rout. But they get extra morale, so they might actually hold up for longer. Whereas the hoplites are actually cheaper. So let's play this battle here. Dionyzos charged forward his swordsman. He's got his slingers. They're going to be engaged with the enemy. They're trying to get some shots in versus the archers there. Keeping the hurlers around the back. And good place here by Dionyzos, using his barbarian-like cavalry, trying to get some side-on shots there versus the Cretans. He's been caught there by the Greek hoplite. So, but these guys are only gold attack, or they're only 3 upgrade. So they're not the best phalanx. So they weren't actually able to rout the cavalry. They're actually only 25, even though that was a direct charge in there. So that was good work here by Dionyzos. Managed to pull the cavalry back and get some rear charges in there versus the archers. And rear chargers in versus the archers tend to rout them straight away. So he's routing 2 units of archers there. A little bit of a gap here is opened up for the Greece formation. Dionyzos pulled in his other unit of barbarian cavalry. And these guys are like mopping up any of the Greek archers that are routing. So the hurlers are throwing their heads. If you haven't played Rome Total War before, these guys throw heads and they're going to be absolutely killing these unfortunate pike units that get hit by them. Gwyndane's charged forward a unit of Spartans, and that's a little bit dangerous because these guys are going to get distraught over the enemy numbers. They've been outflanked, and if Dionyzos does a combined assault here, He'll probably be able to catch these units and rout them. And then if Gwyndane comes actually out to defend them, he's got plenty of slingers here to hit the sides. He's probably going to lose that unit of Spartans. He's attacking the other unit of Spartans on the right hand side. He's actually managed to rout those units. So the combination of being sort of exposed, the hurlers, the swordsmen actually routed that unit of Spartans. He's probably going to lose that unit as well. They're concerned over exposed flanks. And that's the rear charge in there from the Barbarian Light Cavalry. So Dionyzos is keeping his general right at the back, not taking any chances. Again, Gwyndane's lost his 2 units of Spartans. They're down to 6. I would imagine they're going to rout off the field. They do have quite good morale, Spartans, but they've suffered so much damage, they're probably going to rout off the field. He's lost virtually all of his archers. And I'll just check out the slingers for Dionyzos. Let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got all of his slingers left. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's got all of his slingers left. Using his light cavalry there just to mop up the rest of the Greek archers. And that leaves only 1 unit of Cretans in the centre. So check out what these guys are firing at. Are they going for the hurlers? So Gwyndane is shooting the hurlers, that's the main thing in the situation. But he's lost so many archers himself, and the key thing to remember when you have archers versus slingers, slingers get more arrows than archers. I think archers get like 30, slingers get 40. So even if the archer was to happen and Dionyzos had to use some stones to hit the Greek archers, he does have more stones than archers. But he hasn't actually used too many stones against the enemy archers. It was mainly his British light chariots did the work and the light cavalry around the back. If you rest these slingers, they become more effective. They're actually winded. Again, plenty of head hunting maidens, or head hurlers rather. It's going to be pretty difficult for Gwyndane to actually win this. It's pretty much game over, to be honest. He's got too many chosen swordsmen left. He's got his chariots that'll be causing a lot of fear. He's got probably enough slingers to actually win the battle for him straight off, even without the chosen swordsman. So we're going to speed this up. Again, if you look at the top right hand side of the battle, this is a very long battle. And we're just over about halfway, maybe about 60% of the way through. I'll check out the horse archers. Did they have arrows left? So I think these guys are actually out of arrows, but they've done a lot of damage to the enemy archers. And he's used them pretty well in the battle, so we're going to speed this up. Again, keeping everything very close, keeping the chariots close, causing a lot of fear amongst the Greek pike. I think these guys have a couple of arrows left because they're actually 2. They've got more arrows right there, so they're doing a lot of damage in there versus the pike. The slingers are getting shots in the sides and the rear of the enemy pike. And again, I think it's virtually game over for Gwyndane. Once Dionyzos uses up all of the slingers, he can use them in melee. He's got the hurlers, plenty of hurlers left, and he's got plenty of swordsmen. So bearing in mind that these swordsmen have an advantage versus pike, these guys are gold. Gwyndane only has, he's got 6 units of 5 upgraded armoured hoplite. So right there, it's probably like almost 1-to-1. If you don't even count the hurlers or the slingers. So I'm just going to speed this up and we'll check out the end victory screen for Dionyzos. Because I can't honestly see Greece pulling this out of the bag. So very well played to Dionyzos. He didn't actually bring that much light cavalry, which actually benefited his army. For example, if Greece had gone for more, for example, 5 light cavalry, Dionyzos might have actually struggled a bit because he doesn't have the cavalry to defend his slingers or hurlers. He's only got the 1 unit of warlord chariots, the 2 light chariots, and the 2 barbarian cavalry. So he might have been under a bit of threat there, but thankfully Greece never actually brought that much cavalry. He didn't bring any cavalry actually, which has meant that Dionyzos had the free rein to target the enemy archers and really pick the shots with the slingers and basically do what he's doing right now, outflanking from all sides and causing the morale damage on the enemy troops. So I'll keep this on triple speed here. Again, we're getting close to the end of the battle. I think most of the slingers have used up their arrows. So he's virtually got some slingers at full strength. He's got some hurlers at full strength. Virtually all of his chosen swordsmen are full strength. One is down to 31. One is 35, one's 36. So they're virtually full strength. So I wouldn't be surprised if Greece actually instantly routs when the chosen swordsmen go in for the attack. Because they've been outflanked, they have the chariots there as well. They're going to be causing fear. I think we're going to play this right here. Things look to be changing a little bit. So the stats on the Greek pike, frightened by chariots. They're going to also be frightened by the surround. And once the hurlers throw what they have left in, that'll probably cause even more fear. So Dionyzos is just forming up here, getting ready for the final assault. Again, like I was saying before, I can't really see Dionyzos losing this battle. I'll put it on double speed right there. And we'll try and play it before the initial assault goes in. So that's the first charge in there from the chosen swordsman. They're going to go in. He's going to charge in his hurlers and the slingers. So they've been attacked from all sides. Now the chariots. Quite a good defensive formation here. The box is holding it pretty well. Again, I'm not really expecting Greece to actually last that long, because he's actually been outflanked from all sides, but there's so many enemy troops here. He's got the chariots here as well. It's not going to be too long before the pike actually fails. You can actually see there's a bit of a weakness right here appearing. Weakness right there as well. It does say victory seems certain, but there's so many Britannian troops here. And there's also the light cavalry as well. Can't really see Greece pulling this out of the bag here. So it says defeat is a distinct possibility. They're still winning on that side with the armoured hoplites. Some are actually routing here for Britannia. Greece is actually doing fairly well here. The box is actually holding out. But the danger here is that Greece can actually reform a tighter box, because the moment these pike move back, they'll bring up their pikes. And this is where the extra troops comes into play, because there's a big gap here appearing. There's only a couple of Greek forces right there. Gwyndane going to pull over some pike to stop those Britannian troops breaking through. Not going to charge in the chariots there. That's a smart move by Dionyzos. That's the general. And again, this sort of situation, if the general was amongst the chosen swordsman and the general died, That might actually rout the Britannian army right now. But the general's actually amongst the chariots in the chariot unit right there, so there's no possibility of the general dying unless Dionyzos actually charges in that unit. And there's 2 charges in there, and they've actually routed 2 units of phalanx pike. Another unit's actually just routed right there. The pike have been caught from all sides now, and it's going to be a pretty certain it'll be a win for Dionyzos. There's another 2 units there routing, and that's the 3rd one right there. So that's a win for Dionyzos. Very well played there, really good use of the chariot archers at the start. Good use of the light cavalry, that's what really won the battle for Dionyzos. Managed to kill a lot of the enemy archers without actually using too many of his own slingers via the barbarian cavalry. And good plays using the chosen swordsman. Take out some of the Spartans mid-game, and well played at the end with this around. Well played to HoS Gwyndane. I thought a good army selection. Again, going for the pike is the thing to do, but I think the lack of cavalry really hurt Greece, because obviously it allowed Dionyzos to really outflank from all sides without the possibility of being under any pressure from cavalry. So that was a win for Dionyzos right there. There was actually 2 other battles that were played. Dionyzos actually won one of those battles. Gwyndane won the other battle. I don't have those replays, but the score was 3-1 at the end of this round in the RV4 tournament. So that meant Dionyzos actually progressed to the next round. So that's the end of the battle there. Hope you've enjoyed the battle replay. Again, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This is Piper signing off.